Hey, Cargo Bike Life here. Today we're working on the three-wheel bike trailer that I've been wanting to build, and I'm going to show you a few little things that I'm doing here. It's not showing you the complete build, but we will get to that. So here is the framework that I have started, and basically how it started was the gray part back there was a child's bicycle trailer I picked up at Goodwill for $28. Those are 16-inch wheels. They're quick release. This black material was a folding bed frame for an air mattress that I also picked up at Goodwill for 28 bucks because I needed a bunch of metal. And I mean, basically I got the metal that you see here plus that pile of metal over there. All I had to do was drill the rivets out, and I got all these pieces of metal, little brackets and stuff. And the gray metal is a 7/8 inch inside diameter. This metal, the black metal from the air mattress frame, was almost perfect to fit inside of it. It wouldn't quite go in there. So what I did was I took the metal and I sliced it right down the center, and then I folded the end of it in until it fit inside the gray metal, and then I stood the trailer up on end and I pounded the metal down into the gray metal. The black metal get pounded into the gray metal until I had each side equal. Now what I want to show you is how I attach these pieces, these cross members, because I don't weld. I can a little bit. I don't actually own a welder. My pop has one. He would have welded it up for me if I asked him to, but the thing about it to me is I had a friend who used to weld, and he used to tell me that a good bolt is better than a bad weld. So as I progress with this and you see how I put it together, you'll know that even though it may not look real sturdy right now, it will when I'm done. I have never built anything that has failed. Never. So this is the cross member I put in the front. And as you can see, if you can see that right there, there is just a wood screw that goes through there. And I'm going to show you why there's a wood screw there. There's also, if you can see on the side over here, there's a wood screw here as well as one on the other side that's holding this cross member in. Okay? And now I'm going to show you how I accomplish that. Okay, so you got your tube and you got to put it in there, but you got to have a way to secure it. So what I got was a 1 inch by 1 inch square dowel from the home goods store. And what you have to do is you have to make it just big enough to fit inside of here. So what I do is take my knife, move over here in case you can't see it. I made a line at 7/8. I put the knife on there. Just like in bushcraft, when you want to split a log. Then I just whittle it down. Then I will take, hold on, lost my square. Then I'll take my square and I will measure the other side. Give me a mark there. And I'll do the same thing. I'll put the knife blade on there. Very gently. So now I brought the dowel down. It's not perfect, but you don't want it to be perfect. What you want it is to just barely fit in this tube, which it will not because I need to take a little more off. So we're going to take a little more off. Take a little more off this side. Now let's see. Okay, that just barely fits. You can see it. It's just barely fitting in there, and that's what we want, a nice tight fit. And then what we'll do, let me angle the camera up. I don't have anyone to help me film today, so just gotta bear with me. I'm doing the best I can by myself. What we have to do is put that on there, get it started, and then just bang it down in there. And you'll see that the metal is shearing off the sides. Now that piece of wood is jammed in there nice and tight, because that's what we're going to do, is we're going to screw into the center of that. When we get it in place, we're going to run a drill bit in it, and then our screw will go in there. And even if this cracks, it's going to expand in there, but then when the top deck goes on here of the trailer and it's all bolted together, it'll give it a lot more strength. But that right there will allow you to put this in between there and have something to screw into. I didn't invent that trick. I saw it on someone else's YouTube channel. This guy that was, I think, in Thailand, and he was joining pieces of metal together, and I thought, man, that's pretty slick. It's simple, it's effective. You don't need a lot of tools to do it, and that piece of wood is not going to move anywhere. That thing is jammed in there. So I just wanted to show you that little trick, and I'm going to have this inserted in there in a minute, and then this is just like part one of the trailer build. I will, as I get more done, I'm not going to bore you with watching me do every little thing, because I find sometimes that can be quite boring watching somebody build something, unless they, you know, speed it up through certain parts. But since I don't edit my videos, because for one, I don't really know how, and for two, I just like shooting raw footage. I like to give it to you as it is, because that's real life. It's not all fancy and edited, and I don't think that's important. I think what's important is that we get our message across. Not that it's all fancy and edited, because that's not what life is. Life is not fancy and edited. So I'm going to cut this off right here. This will just be one little clip for the video, like a part one, and we'll film more later. Y'all have a good day. Ride safe. Cargo Bike Life out.